Hey guys, my name is Erin, and I want to talk about my goals for this year. I love watching people's videos about 2021 goals. I've made a bullet journal, I've got a plan, whether I'll follow it or not, who knows, but I love things like habit tracking and 40 before 40 lists. So let's talk about my goals for 2021. This is going to be a pretty comprehensive list, not just book related, although that's where we'll start. I don't have any set, like, I'm definitely going to read these books, aside from maybe one series, which we'll talk about, but I don't really have a set list because my TBR game is basically drawing random books, so I'm not going to set up requirements. I'm going to start with my Goodreads goal. In 2019, I read 33 books. In 2020, I read like 115. So I had a hard time choosing a goal because I feel like I'm going to do somewhere in between, but in between 30 and 115 is quite a range. So I went with 70. My goal is to read 70 books this year. I feel like it's a good goal. I'm hoping to go over that, get closer to where I was again this year, but school is crazy and who knows what's going to happen. Along with that, I have a goal of buying less books than I read, which I did meet in 2020, bought way less than 100 books. So I also want to DNF more. I DNF'd like 2 books last year and it was right at the very end. I think both of them maybe were in like November, December. So I just want to get better about that. If I know I'm eventually going to unhaul the book because I'm not liking it, I may as well DNF it. So in fact, I actually already read a book that I probably would have DNF'd, but it was like 200 pages, so I just finished it. I should have DNF'd it, but it's early in the year, so I got time to work on that. Another thing is unhauling. I really need to clean out my shelves. I'm going to be moving over the summer, and I need to really think about which books I want to take with me. I have a lot of books, and I'm planning on taking most of them, but there are a few on my shelves that last time I did an unhaul, I kept because maybe someday, and that's unrealistic. I need to just let it go. As far as actual books to read, the only set books that I definitely know I'm going to get to is The Wheel of Time. I have 10 books left in the Wheel of Time series. Whether or not I'll get to all 10 books, I don't know, but that is my goal. My goal is to finish Wheel of Time this year. 12 months, 10 books. That means I get 2 months off. We'll see. We'll see. My other book-specific reading goal is to read more books from my 200 books to read list, which is part of my 40 before 40 goal for myself. So I've got 9 years to read books from that list of 200. I didn't read very many of them in 2020. So if I want to meet that goal by the time I'm 40, I've got to read more of them this year. I've added a lot of those books into my TBR game. I also want to talk about more 40 before 40 goals. So a lot of these goals, not a lot, but a good chunk of them are traveling, which obviously just isn't going to work, but I do have a few I'm going to work on. I started learning sign language and coding around the time that quarantine and COVID hit because I had a lot of free time. So I've struggled to keep up with those things, especially coding, since I've gone back to work. So I need to find just kind of a routine for both of those. Other things on the list, Rubik's Cube. I want to be able to solve a Rubik's Cube by the end of the year. And I want to learn a few chess moves this year. One of my goals is to beat somebody at chess, and not just somebody who like also doesn't know chess and I randomly win. I want to like legitimately beat somebody. They don't have to be an amazing chess player, but it needs to feel legitimate, you know? And then another one that I think I'm definitely going to do this year is watch all the Star Wars movies. I've watched 3. We'll make it through by the end of the year. And then in my bullet journal for this year, I built some pages based on something called Level 10 Life, I think. So basically, you just kind of break down 10 different categories in life that you'd like to improve in those areas, and you set yourself goals in each of those areas. You're supposed to set 10 goals in each area and then kind of come back throughout the year and think about how you feel in that area of life. So I'll show you my first graph. You can see different pieces. So I'm going to go through some of those goals. Some of them are obviously more personal, so I probably won't tell you my goals. But the first level is physical environment. Right now, I live in a single bedroom apartment. I'm going to be moving over the summer or maybe even sooner. So my goal there is basically all 10 goals are just to clean out different rooms and really get rid of stuff. I tend to keep things unnecessarily. I have a little bit of a hoarder in me. So yeah, I need to just really do some cleaning and some donating. For my first few goals in the health category, I really want to start getting into more routines, especially morning and night routines, because I just don't ever do a good job. I love sleeping. I love my sleep. And so in the morning, I always snooze, and at night, I'm always like, I'm too tired to do these things. So I need to set a better routine there. One of my categories is YouTube specifically. And so my first few goals in that YouTube specific category are to make an end card for my videos, to be involved more in the Discord groups that I'm in, to maybe take some editing classes over the summer just so I feel more confident and get better at that, to maybe get up from 4 videos a month to 6 videos a month. I also have things like do more collaboration, working on my subtitles, and making sure that I have those done for every video. So those are just some of the ones I have in that category. For my mental health category, I don't have a lot of goals set right now. My biggest one is to continue to keep track of my moods, keep track of my habits, especially the health goals that I have, making sure I'm being consistent, and I'm also going to keep track of random things like how much water I'm drinking. I got this cool like goal setting water bottle. That's fun. And just really starting the year being more in tune to how I feel each day, whether I've had a headache. I have a category for fun too. That's been a little bit hard to plan because usually my fun is things like traveling, and here we are. Dyeing my hair was one of them, so just kind of giving myself a few more fun things to do. Hobbies is another one, so that includes a lot of the things I've already talked about, like sign language, coding, Rubik's Cube. I want to do more with writing. I also used to play flute back through all the way from like 5th grade up through college, but my flute is broken and I haven't played it probably since college. So I want to fix my flute and maybe practice that every once in a while, just kind of get back into that, and playing more D&D. So just some fun stuff. And for my family and friends categories, I want to start writing letters. I got some of those cool wax seals. So I want to write a letter every other month. I want to do more family phone calls and game nights, virtual game night. And I want to really start writing down more memories that I have with different family members and friends and keeping better track of those. The last 3 categories are relationship, my work goals, and my finance goals. Not going to talk about those, but I do have those categories and I'm keeping track of stuff there as well. So that's it. I think that was like just a super quick rundown of everything I want to do in 2021. Realistically, probably going to be about halfway on a lot of these, but I think halfway is better than nothing, you know? I would like to say I feel like I'm off to a good start, but we're 3/4 of the way through January and I feel like I'm still getting ready to start. Let me know if you have any suggestions for goals, if you have any goals that you're working for yourself, if you have any books you definitely want to read this year, because I love hearing about people's goals because they always give me ideas for myself. Have a great day. Take a nap. Naps are always great. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.